Hey everyone, this is Jim with another product. This is Oprout's Ravio mini Bluetooth speaker and clock. This is an all-around device. It has two 5-watt drivers which produce an amazing 10 watts of power. You can actually feel the power. It has a clear LED display. It only weighs 1 pound and is 9.2 inches long, 3.3 inches tall, and 2.2 inches wide. It has a pairing range of 33 feet, and the average charge time is 3 hours. It'll charge much faster if you keep the speaker off though. You can play music through an aux cord, Bluetooth, and micro SD card. It also has an FM receiver with up to 10 programmable stations, and it comes with a micro USB cable with which to charge the device. It also comes with a 1-year warranty. Alright, so in the box we have the user manual, the charging cable, and the speaker. So the bottom of the speaker will have a little plastic covering on it. I put mine back on actually, just so you can see what it'll look like. Remove it carefully to expose the bottom. The material used on the bottom is very strong and keeps the speaker from falling easily. In fact, it was so strong I had trouble just removing the plastic coating. You might think like when you're taking it off it's not supposed to come off, but it does, trust me. The user manual has everything I'm about to go over and more. I'm just going to go over some of the basic stuff to give you an idea of how the speaker works in case you have trouble telling what the manual is pretty much saying. Alright, so when you get the speaker, I suggest you put it on charging. There'll be a little light next to the micro USB port when it's on charging. So the micro USB port's right here. It'll be red when charging and it'll turn off when it's done. But a great way to keep track of the charging is to turn on the speaker. So to turn it on, there's a switch on the back right here. Just flip it and it'll start coming on, and right here is the battery indicator. So when the charge is below 20%, the battery indicator will blink and the speaker turns off after 30 seconds. But the clock will stay on. When the charge is below 10%, the clock will turn off after 10 seconds. Alright, so real quick, I was just going to go over the buttons that are on top of the speaker/clock. So these are all the buttons you'll use for the clock. It's pretty easy to tell since there's a box around it. And this is for the audio and for the radio. So for the clock, you just have a minus, M, plus, and this one says dimmer and snooze. So when I'm going over the functions for the clock, how to change the time and everything, just realize these are the buttons I'm going to be talking about, not these. And then when I start talking about the audio and pretty much Bluetooth, aux, the SD card, and the radio, I'll be talking about these buttons. So just wanted to clarify that before I started. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you how to change the settings for the clock. So to change the time, hold down the M button until the hour display flashes. Then press the plus or the minus to change the hour. To change the minute, press the M button again, and press the plus or the minus. To change the 24-hour display to 12-hour display, or vice versa, press the M button again, and press the plus or the minus to change that. Then when you're done changing the settings, hold the M button again to keep the changes you made. Once you do that, everything should stop flashing except for the colon. That just means that you're done changing the settings. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to change the alarms. So to change the first alarm, press the M button. Don't hold it down. Once it changes to the first alarm, hold down the M button until the hour display flashes. Then just do the same steps to change the hour and minute as mentioned earlier. Pressing the M button after the minute has been changed will let you change the alarm sound type. Then press the plus or minus to choose which sound you want. The first 5 sounds will be pre-stored tones. The 6th option is the first song on the micro SD card if you have one in the speaker. And the 7th option is the first FM radio preset station. To change the second alarm, press the M button again. The same steps to set alarm 1 are used to set alarm 2. The snooze time is about 10 minutes. Press any button after the alarm goes off to snooze it. To close the snooze, double-click the snooze button. To dim the display, press dimmer/snooze button, which is all the way over here. To turn off the display, hold down the dimmer/snooze button. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you how to use the speaker portion of this device. So to pair it, you would just press the power button and it'll say blue across the screen. And then when it's being paired, it should make a sound. There it is. If your phone asks for a password, put in 4 zeros and that should work, but it shouldn't need to have any password put in. So I'm just going to play a real quick song so you can hear what it sounds like. Alright, so this is about medium volume. Okay, so now the quality was very clear, and that was only at medium volume, and you can control the volume both from the speaker itself and from your device. So you can max this out, which would say 15 across the screen, which I'll do in a second, and you can max out on your device, and it gets extremely loud. So I'm going to do that real quick. Press play. Max it out on there. So when it maxes out, you'll hear those 2 beeps, and when it goes to the lowest volume, which is 0, it'll also make 2 beeps. So now the quality will be much better in person, but I have to say, the speaker is very clear. As I mentioned, it is 10 watts, so that's better than most speakers you'll find, especially at this price range. Some of the other speakers I've reviewed, which I'll put some links in the description below, they're 5 watts, and they cost about the same as this one, so I've got to say, this is a real good product for the price. Alright, so now I'm just going to talk about some of the other functions. So if you want to switch between modes, what you'd do is you'd hold down this button right here. It has a little play, pause, and phone symbol on it. So now I'm just going to hold it down and switch to the radio mode. So let me decrease the volume real quick. So if you want to decrease the volume for the radio, you actually have to hold down the volume buttons, unlike when it's on Bluetooth mode. Also, I want to mention that I found sometimes the signal's a little bit more clear if you turn off the screen, which you do by holding down the dimmer or snooze button. If you have an aux cord, you can also connect your phone or other device to the speaker. So this is good if your device doesn't have Bluetooth, or if someone wants to play music and doesn't feel like connecting through Bluetooth. For micro SD card, just put the card into the back and switch to the micro SD card mode. So you put it in right here where it says TF. So if someone calls you, press this button right here, the one that's both the play, pause, and has a phone symbol on it, to answer the call. Press this button to answer or end the call. Hold the button if you want to reject the call. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. The link to this product is in the description below, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below or tweet me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'd also like to throw a shout out to Alpaca for letting me use his unreleased song as a test for the audio on the speaker. Thanks for joining me.